in the real world. That guy right there, he can't save you in the real world. Just so you know.
What does that mean?
I don't have to elaborate.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Welcome, audience. Welcome to Real Talk. This is your host, Obie Akram, coming live from Sessions Studios in Hearst, Sessions Work Studios in Hearst. And great to have you guys here today again with another episode. What a great day to be doing a podcast, Election Day 2020. And also we have ourselves a guest this evening. So, Chris, how are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm Chris with Every Angle Inspectors, and I have been super excited about tonight. So,
awesome, man. So, kicking it off right now, just wanted to let you know once again, Joel wasn't able to make it. He's still working on some stuff. He will be here next week. So all the audience out there waiting for Joel to come back. He had promised me that he will be on a podcast next week.
I think he was just afraid of me going to throw him under the bus.
Probably so, bro. Probably so. What did you tell him?
I'm pretty sure he's scared. He's just...
What did you tell him?
I told him that working out's not cool, and he just blew up on me. I don't
know. So we're election day, man. That's a big day today for United States of America. You know, it's a big election. We still don't have results since we're just now recording this at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So as the night progresses, we'll keep you updated as we go. For our Facebook audience, hello. Everybody, I hope everybody's doing good out there and being safe, and hopefully everybody voted by now or should be in the line. If you're in the voting line, and you're trying to vote, just make sure you do vote. Don't leave the line until you vote, okay? If you need some food, call Uber Eats, not me. But, we got a great show today. We're going to talk about pretty much a lot of stuff. We have Chris in the studio, and he's going to talk about some of his journey. As you know, we're a show about entrepreneurs, startups, small businesses. Also, we're Real Talk, so we're going to talk about a little bit about Cowboys, sports.
Yeah, if you want to talk about that train wreck, we can do that.
Just to give a little bit of background for Chris, he used to be a race car driver back in the day.
Oh, well, I used to drive cars fast. I didn't say I was on a racetrack. Yeah, that's a whole story. So,
why don't you tell us about some of that stuff, some of that shenanigans?
Yeah, shenanigans is right. Let's just say, okay, if you guys are using Google Maps, right? Just switch to Waze. It tells you that has saved me at least $5,000 for the last 3 years because it's insane. So use Waze. Tells you where the cops are. Trying to catch me riding dirty. You can't catch me anymore. So,
so you actually professionally went out there on a track, or did you have
amateurly, not professionally?
Okay. Well, did you had a car?
Yeah. No, I raced autocross since I was I guess it started when I was about 18. My first car was an '88 IROC Camaro, which was a lot of fun. Contrary to what you would think, it got me out of a lot of speeding tickets because the cops would pull me over and they'd be like, "Oh, my friend used to have this growing up," and I'd be like, "Hell yeah, he did," So I get out of those. But I went to, just by chance, I found this autocross. And if people don't know what autocross is, you go to this, basically like a big parking lot. They secure whatever they can, some small airports or maybe the Texas Motor Speedway, and they set up cones and make a little short track. It's got a lot of curves and whatnot. So your max speed's more, you don't really get over 80, depending on what you have. But, That's a lot of fun. I did that with my Camaro. I had an Acura Integra for a little while, and it just matters a lot. Like, if you want to get into it, look at what other kind of cars are in your class, right? Because for me, I had an Acura Integra, and Mazda Miata was in the same class, and those things are like freaking little go-karts. Like, they could take any turn, whenever. So. But anyways, yeah, I mean, nothing professional, just amateur stuff. I had a 350Z for a while that I had a lot of fun with, so I got some.
Okay. So, cars, man. So now you actually own like Infinity or something now.
Yeah, because I'm
Like
a home
mom
inspector, and I had to get a ladder. Look, I try to get around this, right? like
How does a person go from driving or racing cars to having
it's tough. I have to watch what I say because my wife's probably going to watch this later. But I had a 350Z, and then I ended up getting an Infinity, a little coupe, which is not as fast as the 350Z, but it was still a little fun. It could fit the ladder. That's all I cared about, right? So the seats would fold down somewhat in it. Could get the ladder in there, but it just became, once I started getting more tools and getting more technical, it just became, I had to break down and get the SUV.
So in future, let's just say, are you planning on getting a stock car? Or?
Well, look, I'll tell you what. I've been looking at the Telsus, the SUV. Man, that's crazy, dude.
Really?
If you pay the extra and get that ludicrous package, it's like, I don't know. People can look this up on Google or whatnot, but it's like 0 to 60 in like under 4 seconds, which is insane for like any car in general. But to be able to, like an SUV, like you're gonna pull up next to some nice muscle car, right, and then get smoked by a Telsa. So I don't know.
Speaking of Tulsa, I told everybody on my last podcast, if you want to go check that out, how to own a Tesla for free. So if you want to check that out, go to my last podcast and check that out.
Yeah. That was a good segue, right? I was listening to it and I was like, got my gears turning, right? Because it's about time for another one for me. So.
Okay, so is that what you planning on doing? Like, because you drive a lot too, though, for
a lot of miles,
home inspections and whatnot.
Yeah, everywhere. Plus, I do commercial, right? So, like, the hurricane hit in Louisiana, and I drove back and forth in the last 2 months, maybe, I don't know, 5 times at least, like maybe more than that, yeah.
What does your toll bill look like?
Tolls? It's expenses, man. That's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. You just write everything off.
Write everything off, guys. Listen to this guy right here. He's actually running a inspection company. He's actually have inspector under him that inspects properties for him. So how long you been doing this, by the way?
Well, I started my own business in the home inspection I guess it's been about 3.5 years now.
Okay.
I've been in construction kind of one way or another, even as a hobby and whatnot, my whole life, and I've just really enjoyed it. And
okay.
It's been an amazing journey.
It's tough, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's tough, right? But like, okay, so I did the semi-corporate thing for a little while, and when you're working for the man, right? You still want to work hard and you want to try to please your boss and do this and that, right? But you're working like 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and you're like, what am I really doing this for? And so whenever you're an entrepreneur, even if you're working like, 18 hours a day or whatnot, some days it's tough, right? But it's really rewarding and it just feels good and it doesn't even feel like work, I tell it to all my friends, anybody who's kind of stuck, right? Because I was stuck for so long that, if you just do it, right? Even if you're making like a little bit less money, then just do what you love, right? Just find something because it just feels so good. It doesn't feel like work. And you think about how many hours a day, or a week or whatnot that you put towards your work. Like that's your life. Like you don't have an infinite amount of time. You have, from starting point to ending point. And you have to choose what you want to fill that up with, So for me, this has been an amazing journey. So
that's awesome. So it's very rewarding for you now that you can control your time, even though you're working a lot of hours.
Yep. I don't have to I don't have to call in sick or to go on vacation. I
I'm
just
not saying anything bad for people that actually have employment and they actually work W-2, work a job, and that's all actually is a hard work too for you. But what we are saying to you is, try to start something on the side, because you have to have at least multiple incomes. You have to have 4 or 5 different streams of income if you want to be a successful person.
Yeah, definitely. With today's connectivity, you can find something. Even if right now I'm on a podcast with this crazy guy, right? And I mean, it's it's late, right? I'm not at home watching the election. I'm at a studio. This is semi-working, but it's still awesome. It's something that I want to do and I have fun. So even if you're working for the man or whatnot, as long as you feel like you are satisfied, I think that's the best way to do it. One of my favorite quotes, right? If you died tomorrow, would you be happy about today? And I just use that all the time, right? When I'm having a shitty day, then I just think about that, just push a little bit harder, whatever it is, work, family, so.
Cool.
Yep.
So just if you guys are actually tuning in through podcasts, we are on all podcast platforms. So if you want to look us up and subscribe, give us a thumbs up. And if you're actually tuning in to YouTube, there's a subscribe button. I think it's on the last time I said the right side. It's actually in the left side. We have links in descriptions below. So give us a subscribe and give us a the little bell symbol, so you get notifications every time we do post a video, and it's going to be pretty in regular. Every week we're going to be doing a podcast, so we're going to be posting the video somewhere on Friday or Saturday, so you can enjoy your weekend and listen to the podcast, or you can watch it and learn something and apply something in your life, and make yourself better. Moving forward, I do have a market update for my Facebook audience also. So just want to give you a little bit of real estate market update, and for my YouTube audience. So rates are still steady. They're in 2.5 to 2.75 range for FHA, for conventional. Also for your, we do have a program for, it's called Heroes Program. It's for our police, teachers, frontline healthcare workers with the COVID. Thank you so much for all of you guys for your hard work. You're in front lines. Firefighters, teachers. So we have Heroes Program that we're offering. It's no money down. So, you don't have to bring a down payment. And then for our regular folks, we also have a program which we actually help people with the down payment. It's no money down, first-time home buyer program. For any of those, actually, let me give you a little update on houses.
Hey, just a quick note, the veterans, we have a veterans discount too if you need a home inspection and you're doing like a VA loan or something.
Yes, definitely veterans. We do VA loans, and those are automatically no money down all over the United States, so that's great. So as far as the housing market goes, past 7 days, we had about 1,792 houses listed. Under contract currently, we have about 2,036 houses under contract at this point, since last week in 7 days. We have about 3,554 houses sold in DFW. Currently pending to sell, it's about 2,825 houses sold in past 7 days. So with that said, this is your market update, but just if you are looking out there, if you're looking for a loan, you can reach out to Mr. Tyler Goldapp at Evolve Bank, 614-499-1808. If you need inspection or pre-sell inspection, you can reach out to my man here, Chris, with Every Angle Inspection. His number is 469-573-3362, or you can actually request it on everyangle.com. We'll put all these links down on the link below on YouTube. So you can just go to the description and find those links. Well, that was our market update, bro.
What was that?
Market update. That was it.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, great.
I'm doing it. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all get it?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Obviously, hold on, wait. I forgot the whole thing. I did everything for everybody. I forgot about my own company.
Oh yeah, I know.
So I'm with XPT Realty. I'm a real estate agent in DFW area. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, please reach out to me. My phone number is 682-313-2435. So if you're looking to, sell your home, commercial, residential, multi-unit, I can help you guys.
Yeah. Sorry, just to interject too. If you ever got like a question on a house too, whether it be the real estate side, just send text to Obie or whatnot. And if you've got if you see like a crack in your wall, your own home, your current home right now, just text me a picture and I'll tell you what's going on.
Yeah, and we're gonna put his
anything.
number.
Yeah, anything you guys need involving a house, just ask us questions.
So for our Facebook, Chris will put his information in the comments below. For our YouTube audience, we'll actually put all this information on description below. And for our Facebook audience, I would like to say thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna cut it short. It's a sneak peek, guys. If you want to watch the full episode, you can go to YouTube/Real Talk, which we'll put the link in the comment section for you. And you can watch the whole show, or you can catch the links that I put in the description already to listen to the podcast, the rest of it. Until next week, thank you so much, and we're going to continue on.
Hey, the real reason that we cannot continue the Facebook, because the Facebook is live, and Obie is scared that I'm going to do something that's going to get us canceled. All right, this is the second or the first, whatever. The third. It's going to get canceled.
Say that, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
We talked about that outside.
If you want the real version, just find us on the other
We already had this
platforms.
conversation in the green room, bro. All right, audience, thank you so much.
All right.
You already shut it down?
I shut it down like.
Oh. Well, they'll watch it on YouTube, I guess. We are getting, so if you are actually watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Please share this video with anybody that you think that will benefit from the podcast. Moving on, talking about our podcast here, we have our guest here, Mr. Chris.
Hey, wait, I just want to
Cordier.
address these ridiculous bags that you
Now
made
that
us
we are
put
on
our
YouTube.
drinks in. Yeah. Right? We're not supposed to sponsor. What I'm drinking, it's a mystery, right? But it is really good. And even though I wouldn't get paid, I would still like to tell you what it is so you could go buy
You
some.
brought me one too. It's
I
actually
did.
really good.
I have a lot down here. And it took a little while getting us set up, so
So
we've been drinking.
I guess we can
Disclaimer.
talk about this drink on our following podcast in December. Have a little sneak peek on that. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
But so we have Chris. Chris, we were talking about outside a little bit of your journey that you touched on. You want to share with everybody?
I guess so.
Because that'll be awesome.
Okay, cool. Yeah. For me, I grew up, it feels kind of weird telling random people about my life, but it's cool. So I grew up without a dad. He passed away whenever I was 8. That being said, I still had some father figures in my life, right? But my mom was a trooper, right? She kept us going, and ever since I was little, I've always just kind of wanted to kind of go out and do my own thing. Whenever I was like 12 years old, I started a little lawn mowing company, right? And I drew out these little flyers. My mom took them to her work and got them all copied. And I was making like $20 a lawn, right? And I would do like 5 lawns during the summer. So I'm making $100 a week as like a 12-year-old, right? So that's
pretty good money.
Yeah, no, that's awesome money. I felt good. I was buying all my friends like candy and cigarettes and like
You're the baller in the group, huh?
Yeah, basically. It was a lot of fun, right? So that just kind of stayed with me. I did the random type jobs, and then I went to Texas Tech my first year of school. I finished out in UTD here in business. And then I also started another landscaping company later on. It was a lot of fun too. I ended up selling that and making some money. And then I entered the corporate world.
Where did you work?
It was an old company. I don't need to mention their name, but basically it was in e-commerce. It was a smaller company and worked directly under the owner and just handled all the e-commerce of everything. Got us started on Amazon way back when there wasn't FBA.
Really?
Yeah. And so I started doing that. I mean, we were grossing towards the end of it, like about 3 million or so. But I just kind of got irritated with the direction that the company was going because I felt like I was contributing so much as like on the e-commerce side of things and getting us moving there. And then all of those profits would just be kind of shifted towards things with not the same amount of margins, right? So like, like local deliveries and whatnot. So I was getting a little irritated with that. Ended up, sitting at my desk and just not being happy, right? And I was thinking about that. It was actually about the same time I heard that quote. I have no idea who it's from. If you die tomorrow, would you be happy about today? And so I just started thinking, what do I like to do? And I had always liked construction. I had also worked for some fencing and decking companies a while back, and I just decided to make the leap. One day I quit, and the drive home, man, I never felt so happy. I think we were engaged at the time, but like even my wife noticed like how huge of a difference it was for me. And I just stopped what I was doing and research. And if you guys don't know, home inspectors, we have the same governing body as like real estate agents. So it's called TREC, Texas Real Estate. So we have to pass a test. I just stopped everything and studied for like 3 months and read all the stuff that I didn't already know about and passed that. And since then, there's another, so this is kind of crazy, right? So home inspectors in Texas have to be licensed, but in like half the other states, you do not have to have a license to home inspect.
Really?
Yeah, anybody can. Also, commercial inspections in Texas, you do not have to have a license to.
Bro.
Yeah, so like some dude off the street could just be like, hey, I'll inspect your commercial, 3, 4, 5, 6-story building, and it's cool, Yeah, so
Is that which states? So
like
mostly all of them?
like literally about half of them, yeah. They don't have their own. Some of them are really strict, right? And some of them are not. It's actually kind of surprising because Texas is a lot more liberal that they have it, but it's good that they do. Anyway, so that home inspection license is just kind of a small part of it, right? Mm-hmm. Then for those states that don't have it, a lot of them go to this place out of Colorado. It's called InterNACHI, and they have a lot of additional like certifications and licensing and things like that. And so I started just kind of wanting to learn. I'd been kind of stuck at that job and so like complacent of like what I was doing and just kind of getting really good at that, but not really learning that much. And once I started opening all these books, I just got like super excited about it, started learning a lot. And then also my godfather, who I had kind of lost contact with, I got in contact with him, and he owns a national restoration company, does like apartments in different states and things like that. And so he needed what's called a qualifier. So Texas does not, this is another thing to look out for. Texas does not require you to have a license to be a contractor, right? So like I said, any guy off the street could just come and say, yeah, I can fix, the framing in your roof. Don't worry.
What?
Yeah, no, it's... Yeah.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, so you don't have to have... So anybody can be a contractor. We do have licensing for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. And that's pretty much about it. There might be some smaller ones, but for a general contractor, you do not have to have a license. But in other states, you do. And so for my godfather to be able to work in other states, he needed... somebody to be what's called a qualifier, so somebody who is licensed in that state. So I went around and to the different states. I've got about 15 contracting licenses in different states, taking all the state tests and just learning all that's been awesome. And then I just kind of monitor the projects that he's doing to make sure everything's up to code and they're doing quality work. So that's me. That's my business life.
We're
so.
sitting in green room, Jerry, and he goes like, "This building needs an inspection."
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm like, there's some ceiling
I was like,
tiles
bro,
right there. Look, there's,
Chill out.
yeah,
chill out.
That's actually kind of a vice,
This
right?
is supposed to be fun.
No,
you know,
look.
this is like more for a relaxing time.
Yeah, no.
I've been telling all my friends, like, you know, most people have a baseball league or softball, little, you know, amateur league, or they do little hobbies, and we have a podcast. So this is our getaway from work and everything.
Yeah.
Chill out, man. What the hell is wrong with you?
I'll go to parties and everyone will be drinking and having a good time. Be like, dude, you need some cock around that window. It's like, I don't know. It's whatever. It's cool though. I like it. So that's the moral of the story: is do what you like.
So let's segue to drugs, since we already brought the party part of it.
You want to jump straight?
yeah,
this is the. I told you
We can't talk about
no.
drugs. We talked about that also. I was just kidding. I was just checking you, making sure you don't.
No,
talk
no,
about-
yeah, no, we can.
We can't talk about
No, we can't.
mushrooms.
Oh no, for sure, dude.
What
Everybody
do
needs look.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
So
wait.
You
Hold on, wait, just rewind a little bit. All right.
Okay.
So I told you,
So-
you said you had mentioned this is going to be a R-rated podcast, right?
It
No,
is
No,
R-rated.
it's going to be X-rated, right? You invited me. It's going to be X-rated now. I'm
It
just
is
letting you know. That's
freaking
why we had to cut it
X-rated.
off because something might come out.
Okay, that's why we got Jerry.
If
to
you
cut
see like
stuff off.
a
Like,
stop, right? Like we got a video in here.
podcast is all raw.
Yeah, no,
But
well,
YouTube audience doesn't.
You want to talk about your name too? Raw.
Well,
you should call it Raw Talk, not Real Talk.
It's.
I'm serious, dude. It should just be
Raw Talk?
Look, I try to find you on YouTube, and there's a
What
lot.
do you
There's
think,
a lot
Jerry?
of Raw Talk, dude.
Raw
Like Joel was
talk.
saying, he was getting all sexual. I can't, I don't know. We'll see.
Where is this coming from, bro?
From the first podcast.
What are you talking about? Sexual.
You didn't even listen
Okay,
to your
we're
own
completely off the rails right now.
podcast. I told you before this that you're
Okay,
you're gonna have to keep me on the rails. All right.
Mushrooms. So you done mushrooms?
Yes. This is all right. We're
Like so.
Okay. This is on the rails. This is considered on the
I want
rails.
to know.
All right, let's
like
do
I'm
it.
curious about.
Oh no!
mushrooms.
So you've never done mushroom.
I have never. done
Usually we
mushrooms.
would
I have
start
smoking
with
weed.
like a lesser drug.
I have smoking weed.
So yeah,
I drink.
weed. Yeah. What do you like more, drinking or weed?
I would say I like drinking more.
Yeah, so that's some
You
people.
know.
So you would probably prefer uppers.
I like cigars.
than downers.
Huh?
You ever done any prescription stuff?
Hell no.
What? What are you talking about?
I have
Hell
never
no.
done that.
The
I have
doctor
done,
didn't prescribe you
very
anything?
Moderate drugs, homie.
Yeah,
But
well,
so
will-
that's what
I
I
will-
want to know. I
look.
want to know.
Look, if you want to talk about drugs, I'll talk about drugs. And
And kids
I
out
can-
there,
look, yeah,
don't
kid-
do it.
kids shouldn't
We're
listen to
we're
this.
just
No.
letting you know. Don't
no, like
don't do it.
in all seriousness, before you're like age 25, your brain
that's what
hasn't
I-
fully developed, so you really shouldn't mess around that much.
Okay,
but
so-
after that, it's fucking fair game.
After what?
I'm just saying.
Okay. So, audience, we are Real Talk. We are a financial show, but we
raw.
are Real Talk. So we talk about everything, So I touched base last week. I was talking to Jerry about that. Have fun, get everything out of the way, and then get to grinding. But back to shrooms, man. So what's up? How's the experience?
Okay.
What's tell me, is it like a level to it?
Okay.
Or is it different
yeah, no.
kinds? I would like to know, man.
There's a lot to talk about, man. How much time do we have? We have a
We
lot, right?
got plenty of time.
All right. Well, whatever we go over, you can
We'll let
you
you
can bill
know
on me.
if
That's
we're
cool.
over.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we'll give you a cue.
All right.
Did you do something out there?
You would think, right? No, there's the residual effects from taking shrooms. It's a real thing. All right. So if that's the drug you want to start out with, then we can do that.
I'm curious.
So shrooms, basically in the hallucinogenic family, same as like acid and all that stuff. So DMT, all the fun things, right? So me personally, how I got started on it, right? It's the same thing. It's like business. It's a roller coaster, right? So
Really?
I'll tell you some ups and downs right now. Okay. So in high school, I was really lucky to have this friend who was able to get anything that you wanted, right? And for a while, like the first thing I took was not shrooms; it was just acid. And it's when you're a kid and you have no worries and the world is your oyster, acid is really fun, right? It's crazy. It's crazy fun because it just kind of just lets you, like, it opens your mind. It's look, you'll hear a lot of people talk about shrooms and acid and all this stuff, but it's so hard to explain until you've done it. That's why you just have to do it in the right environment. We'll talk about that later. So basically, you just, it kind of puts you out on a whole nother level. And so I was doing that, having a lot of fun as a kid. It brings your imagination to life. So then, but one night.
So let me get. So is it like so you're hyper?
Oh no! It doesn't
Or
affect you.
you're
It's not.
like
It's not like.
more
It's not like.
mellow?
No. It's not like an upper. You want the physical thing. So it's not like an upper or downer. It just basically makes you think more. So technically, what it actually does is you've got. Look, I'm not a neurologist or whatnot, but you've got the receptors and I don't know, like dopamine, all these different things, right? So you've got these chemicals shooting out in your brain, and then they're being received by these different receptors, right? So now you're whenever you see something, it comes into your eyes, and then it goes to the eye receptor, right? Whatever that's called. But when you take shrooms, it blocks up these receptors. So what you've got going on now is you're seeing things, but now it's going to a receptor that usually handles your sound, right? So that's why it forces your brain to work in a way that it doesn't usually work. So it's not compartmentalized anymore. It's expanded. So that's why you hear people talk about you can see the music, right? Or you can feel the words or whatever it is. So, and it's really hard to explain, but it's not for everybody. I'm not gonna just say, hey.
We are not encouraging boys and girls out there.
No,
to
not
do
boys,
drugs,
men
okay?
and ladies for sure. Most of them.
If you do drugs, make sure you have somebody that is actually gonna look out for you.
Yeah, no, you can listen to this advice and then you go find a friend who you can do drugs with that you trust, basically. Anyway, so as a kid, right? I'm just going to get this one trip out of the way. This is my tripping life cycle. So I'm tripping, and this is unexpected. This is like a weeknight. It's like a school night. I'm like 14 years old, right? My friend comes up and he drops some acid on some sugar cubes, and then he's like, "Okay, take this. Yeah, that's fine." And so we take that, and then it's like 10 o'clock. Like I have to be like my curfew is at 10 o'clock, and this is like 9 o'clock. I was like 14.
Okay.
And this is like 9 o'clock. I took it, and then I go back to my house, right? And my mom kind of lets me do my own thing, not with drugs. She's like she'd get mad if she would actually know. But I go back into my room, right? And so I had this black light, and we used to trip all the time. So like, look, a secret if you want to trip, this is cool, right? You go into a room that you will eventually repaint, and then you get some Tide, like just the washing machine, laundry detergent, and then you turn your fan on, and then you get a black light, and then you just throw that shit, and you just pull it up with your hands and just fucking throw it all over, right? You can write your name, all kinds of stuff in the carpet, right? We did all that, right? Look, later on though, that you're basically putting soap everywhere, so then all your dust and all that shit like collects. So all this fucked up shit that I wrote in my carpet, right? My mom sees it like later when we're moving out. Anyways, but I had a black light on, right? And so I take off my clothes, get ready for bed, trying to sleep. That's another side effect of it. You can't really sleep on it, right? And so look, this is the bad part. Don't ever watch like documentaries on flesh-eating bacteria before you fucking trip, because it's a fucking bad decision, okay? If you want to know one of the rules, that's don't fucking do that. Okay, I turn the black light on, I take off all my clothes, this is my boxers, right? And I'm sitting down there and I'm looking at my fucking skin, right? And there's this lint from the clothes, like on my body, like little tiny pieces of lint. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I got fucking flesh-eating bacteria.
Bro.
And I'm fucking freaking out, right? And I'm like, I come out of my room on my boxers, and I tell them, I can remember this to the day. I said, "Mom, I gotta take a shower." She's like, why are you telling me you had to take a shower? I'm 14. So I go in my shower and, washing off, trying to fucking scrub off this flesh-eating bacteria. And then I'm still kind of tripping, and I'm thinking, I need to ask my friends. I need to have them check up on me, right? And so you know how bathrooms have like the little window that's like maybe just like a foot and then really wide, right?
Yep.
So I think all my friends, they didn't have to go home. So there's like this little greenbelt area where we kind of like hang out and drink or whatnot. It's not too far from the house, right behind it. And so I'm like, I can do this, right? So I'm gonna go see my friends. I'm gonna ask them to check up on me and make sure everything's okay. I jump out of this fucking window. This is like suburbia in McKinney. Okay. This is not like a place where people run around naked, but I jump out of there fucking butt ass naked, and then run down this little green belt. And my friends are all sitting there drinking it, and then I just run up on them, being like, "Are you guys gonna fucking check me for fessing bacteria?" And
What a great story,
anyways, yeah. So it turned out I didn't have it. We were all good.
So, boys and girls, the message today is, if you're young, do everything, get it out the way, have fun. Just do it, safely.
Well, yeah. So
we're not encouraging any drugs.
So that was like on the life cycle, that was like the bad part, right? And so I kind of stayed away from it. But then later on, as you get to be way more of an adult, you can really utilize it. Like it doesn't have to be fucking. Whatever you go into it as, what it can be. So if you want to go party, right? If you were gonna go have a good time, you got some friends you like to laugh with, you just take it with them and safe environment, and you would laugh. Everything is just so much more open and funny, right? And if you want to solve a problem, right? I'll do it for work every once in a while. So I'll say, what do I need to do about this? And it really, like I said, it blocks up all those receptors, so that way it forces you to think outside the box. It really makes you more open to everything, essentially. I use it a lot for family too. Like if I feel like if I start working too hard and too much, I make that decision, and I have, I say, what do I need to do, to help my family life? What do I need to do to be a better father? And it really helps. I mean, it's so beneficial.
So that's your time. Like you need to take time out and focus, refocus, reset yourself.
That's a perfect description. It's a reset button for sure.
It is. Okay.
It should not be illegal at all. If you're going to be able to give like fucking people like these doctors do all these pharmaceuticals, like they're getting addicted to opiate crisis and all this shit, like.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are hallucinogens illegal? It's complete bullshit.
Well, EBD is a great business. It's out there.
Oh, CBD?
CBD.
Yeah. Like, have you ever tried the CBD? We have it in Texas now.
So no, I haven't tried it. And I've been thinking about it. Getting some oils and stuff. I just don't know. Maybe I need to do a little bit of research on that. But I have heard many of my friends are actually doing it for backaches and relaxing or whatever, stress or anxiety. Anxiety is a real thing, man.
Oh yeah, that's legitimate.
And
one more thing on the shrooms, as far as anxiety goes, people are scared to do shrooms because they think they're going to have a bad trip, right? You might have a bad trip. That's a reality, but you have to be able to know that you have to think, why am I thinking these thoughts? You have to bring yourself outside of the box to be able to, the average person, they might be worrying about something or doing this and that, but you really need to be able to step outside and think, is this really worth my time? Like, why am I thinking these thoughts? And it helps you analyze the situation. So,
man, very tempted.
all right, we should,
we should try.
We can do all different. Oh yeah, no, for sure.
There's no telling what's going to happen with me.
Oh yeah, no, I'll go through it with you.
Most of my friends call me Vacky-Packy for a reason.
I'll be your shaman.
Me after doing drugs, I don't know.
No, I know.
I don't know.
I know. It's
going to
be
cool. I
cool.
Trust myself.
No, don't worry about it. Just do it. I'll be there. I got you.
All right.
I'm always a text.
We have to go. Let's
away.
go to Arizona.
Yeah, you want to do that? We can just
We
go
can freaking
hardcore
go
and
to
do Burning
Arizona
Man.
and
Why don't
go
we just do
to freaking desert.
that? Yeah, I mean, look, there's a cool camping spot. I don't want to tell anybody about it because I don't want you guys going there and then everyone screws it up. But we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
And camping's an awesome spot.
So just to let our audience know, Chris is also a certified deep diver. So he's actually has how many times? What's the measurement of like how many hours that you have done of deep diving?
Well, I don't really. I mean, you want to talk hobbies now? Is that where we're going?
Well, we're going
Scuba
to
diving?
talk about everything. This is real talk. So
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
a
a update election here. All
so
right, what do we got?
So what goes on? How do you get into it? Number one.
Biden is winning right now, 131 to 99. So
Well, last year was or 4 years ago was like that. and
yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, the
it
election,
switched up,
right?
Like towards the end. So that was your election update, guys. Chris just did that. So talking about your, experience deep diving into sea, how do one person would start?
Okay, I wouldn't necessarily.
Also, do you do it with the shrooms or without the shrooms?
Oh no! Wait, no.
Can you do it?
As amazing that would be, I mean, I would snorkel with a buddy on shrooms, right? But you should not do drugs and go scuba diving. That's probably just not like that's just not a good idea.
It was.
No.
was kidding.
But yeah.
But like, how do you get certified? And do you have to? Because you do it solo now, right? You don't need anybody. else.
No. Well, that's also not a good idea. You should actually. We should do some diving so that way you don't give people this poor advice. Just so you know. Anyway, you're referring to it as deep diving.
I'm
That's
actually
not really
trying to educate people.
Okay.
How they can actually get into it.
So,
as in a hobby,
All right. Scuba diving is fucking awesome. All right. So I was lucky and privileged enough whenever I was a kid that my mom and godfather, we would go like to the random trips in like the Caribbean and stuff. And they would be scuba diving and I'd be snorkeling on top. And I was like, this is fucking awesome. I really want to do this. So for my 12th birthday, they got me a scuba diving license and I've been kind of into it since then. There was, it cost money. So while I was in college, I was broke as fuck. So I didn't do a lot then, but I kind of gotten back into it the last like 5 years or so.
Is there like a certification to it?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, technically, you don't have to be certified to dive, right? You could go to any lake and buy some equipment and go drown in a lake if you want to. That doesn't matter.
So
it matters.
Have you done like an ocean or just?
Oh
lakes?
lakes and oceans and everything. So if you are interested in diving, I definitely recommend it. You can text me with any questions you got on diving. But it's amazing because it's a whole nother world, right? So it's still, you have to be cautious, right? But it's not some crazy dangerous thing. Like you're basically, if you could have a wish, right? One of those wishes might be flying, right? And so with scuba diving, you're literally like flying through a whole world of crazy ass shit you have never seen before. And it's fucking amazing. And you're right there with it, right? So, and there's so many kind of dives you can do. You can do shipwrecks, you can do regular coral reef, you can do night dives, you can do cavern dives, cave dives, which I'm working towards. But for the beginner, you can go to any dive shop. If you want to talk to me later, I'll recommend a good dive tribe that I'm with here in Dallas. And
awesome, man.
Yeah, your first step is just doing maybe a discovery dive, or you get your regular open water license, and that enables you to go, 60 to 90 feet deep.
Where would somebody get that?
At any dive shop. So you can just go on Google Maps and then Google like scuba shop, and they'll come up. And every scuba shop will be able to sell you equipment and also have training programs. Most scuba shops have a little pool in them. So you're going to take nowadays it's online stuff, but you'll get a book and you get to do all the online tests. And then you'll go in and you'll do some pool time, and then you'll go out to the lake. There's this pretty cool place out in Terrell. It's called Scuba Ranch. You wouldn't think there's anywhere to dive in Dallas, Fort Worth, but there's actually some little gyms, and Scuba Ranch is pretty cool. They've got, most lakes are shit, right? Like Louisville, fucking shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, even
Can't
the
see
real ones.
anything, right?
Yeah, it's dude.
It's
You
filthy
want to
dirt.
fucking like go swim in some shit water? You can go do that at Lake Louisville or whatnot. But like you'll get these little cool spots, right? So there'll be like a underwater. What happens in some scenarios is like you'll be excavating land, so they dig out all the dirt for like concrete and stuff, and then when they'll hit a spring, and that spring can like flood that whole area. So it's like nice clear water coming in. It's not crazy. It's not the fucking Bahamas. It's Dallas, right? But Scuba Ranch is cool, and they'll do cool things, right? Like sink one. They got like a sink Cessna, like an airplane. They got this oil tanker, and they like cut it all up, and made it look like a shark.
Okay,
and
got you.
so there is places like you don't have to be like rich and go to the Caribbean and scuba diving all the time. And even if like the Gulf of Mexico, right? If you go down fucking Galveston, the water's still pretty shitty right at the coast, but you can take a boat, like 40 miles out or whatnot, and the water starts to get clear again. So definitely recommend, man. If you're any kind of a thrill seeker at all, or if you're looking for a hobby, definitely scuba. And if you got any further questions about it, me personally, there's all different certification levels you can get. You can,
So if anybody out there wants to scuba dive with or without mushrooms, you would call him at 469-573-3362. That's awesome, man.
It's
You
fun,
got a
man.
lot
Dude,
of-
I'm gonna get you diving, dude. Well, I'm dive master candidate right now, so I'm training it, and then after that, I'll be instructor. So I
Okay.
can fucking teach
gonna
you
train
in my pool.
Okay.
It's gonna get crazy. We can do shrooms
Lord
in my pool
knows I can use
All
some
right.
training diving.
and some
'cause-
shrooms. We're gonna have one crazy weekend, right?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
we can do that. So moving along, just a little bit of let's get into a little bit of sports, man, because I watched that game, Dallas Cowboys game. They weren't crap. I mean, they weren't good. I mean, I think I'm on Team Tank at this point. Are you a Dallas fan?
Fuck Dallas Cowboys.
What the hell? Get off my show.
No.
So,
Okay, wait. First of all, I have to start from the beginning on that. I can't just say fuck Dallas because
You got a lot of clients.
I got a little
What
bit
do you
of
watch?
fire. No, I'll tell you why I said that.
Yeah.
But first of all, I think you're gonna need to after this season, you're gonna need to change this from Cowboys talk to cricket talk, right? So
Man,
you're talking
it's
about
been
Pakistan.
20 years. I have stopped following cricket. Fool. I don't follow
no.
cricket. For
Yeah,
anything.
you're gonna need
I
to do
follow national team. Whenever World Cups come around, we've been world champion. Pakistan has. That's where I'm originally from. Moved to the United States 20 years ago. If you didn't know my background, I moved to Texas about 20 years ago, and from Pakistan. So I'm an immigrant, and worked in corporate America, and I'm self-made. Thousandaire. Cricket I don't follow, man. Sports wise, I'm getting into golf a little bit.
Oh yeah, I've dipped my
Football,
toes.
American football, basketball, not so much until playoffs. Same thing with hockey, but football. I have worked for Jerry Jones. At the stadium in operations, and I have called high school football. I used to wanted to be a scout.
Oh yeah.
So, if you didn't know, I was actually back in 2001, 2002 to 2004, went to a couple of combines,
Oh yeah.
write reports on athletes,
That'd
try
be
to get
kinda-
into it.
kinda
I have
fun
a
to
lot
look
of coaching friends. Met a lot of cool people, coaches. I love football. If I wasn't doing real estate or mortgage, you would have seen me on some sort of sideline, being an assistant coach or calling football.
Yeah.
So that's my passion. But so you don't like football, or what? You
no.
don't like Dallas Cowboys,
Well-
or what? Who do you? You don't watch football,
No, well, not this season.
but you watch. You watch
well,
college.
okay, look. Yeah, no. All right, so basically, I grew up right with my godfather and all his friends and everybody all watching the Cowboys. So I was there in the early '90s when they were the fucking shit. And since then, I have been hardcore. Like I have bled blue. In my house, still on display, I have a football signed by the MVP from all 5 Super Bowls that the Cowboys have won. And I fucking stuck with them, even though they've been little bitches. Okay.
Fire everybody. Fire everybody. There's no leadership.
I stuck with them, but dude, it's been.
Yeah, man. How do you get paid so many $1 million and don't do a job? We'll get fired if you were like on hourly wages, or we're working, or you're doing a inspection, or I'm helping somebody buy a house, and we don't do our job. We're fired, man. Simple as that. We don't get paid.
The shittiest division in all NFL. And we are in 3rd place right now.
All of
fuck?
NFC East is gonna combine to 10 wins.
And you talk about America's team. It's fucking
embarrassing.
sad, dude.
It's pretty sad.
My wife's from Mexico City, so I go there every once in a while, right?
Soccer games? She watches soccer?
Yeah. I mean, soccer is actually pretty fun. I did a lot of that when I was a kid. It's like probably to play. I like soccer a lot. But
who's your favorite soccer player?
I don't know the answer to that question.
You don't have one?
No, I don't, because I don't know all the players. Because
the famous one was like Messi and Ronaldo. And
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna throw out a player that I'm not really like behind. It's, to be honest, I wish growing up that America was more involved in soccer, and that was like what was on prime time.
There's
right?
women's soccer.
Oh, dude, what are we doing?
Well, women's soccer, man, is they won a World Cup, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That's the only championship we have in soccer.
I'm not. I'm not down on them. They're awesome. I'm just saying, like, as a society, like football makes billions and billions of dollars compared to anything else. Realistically, like rugby. Like, I don't know the rules of rugby, but that looks fucking fun. Right? Like those
Without
those
the pads, bro.
Yeah, you don't need fucking pads, right?
Freaking going at it.
Yeah, you don't like those guys. Like in NFL, they're all talking about concussions and all this shit. But this has been said before. But with like rugby, they're not like smashing heads, because nobody. I wouldn't, like, if I'm gonna tackle you, I'm not gonna fucking put my forehead into your forehead.
Bro,
right?
I think I had like a couple of concussions because me and my friend Mike, we used to go to a Cowboys game, and I used to hold like season tickets, and. That's like when I'm like 24, 25.
You go the old stadium or the new stadium?
The old one.
Yeah.
And, our seats transfer over to the new one. But we would headbutt each other like crazy, man. I don't know how I'm alive right now.
So that's why you're missing some
screws,
losing some screws.
That's
right?
why I'm a screwed person. Like recently, like after all these years passed, he has 2 girls, and I'm 39, and he's like probably 35 now. 10, 15 years passed. So I went to Christmas dinner, and we started drinking. And somehow, some way, we actually got hyped and we headbutted each other. That didn't feel good, bro. That really like hurt me really bad. I could not like stand in a firm position for 10 minutes for 2 weeks.
So
that's his wife was mad. The whole room went silent. They're like, what the hell are you guys doing? So like everybody thought we were dead. You can't do that. Age factor, man.
Yeah, no.
No,
you get old for sure. That's when we need to start talking about painkillers, because that would have helped you in that situation.
Well, I mean, it didn't help, So the reason I brought Mike up, and he played rugby.
Oh yeah, I had a good buddy in college too. He played rugby at the UTD league.
Oh wow,
he had a lot of fun on that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to the podcast, we're Real Talk, and we have our guest here, Chris Cordier. How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Cordier.
Cordier.
It's French. I usually just say Cordier because nobody understands how to spell the French language.
And I'm your host, Obie Akram, and we have our producer, Mr. Jerry, on behind the scenes, and Gerald, and Gerald also behind the scenes.
The brothers.
So we're just chatting up, and elections going on right now. I don't know who's gonna win. I'm looking at these updates here. watching on iPad. You got an update for people?
Yes.
Election update?
I hadn't changed since the last time. Biden 131, Trump 99. And
So it's getting closer.
well, the electoral system is complete bullshit, just as a side note. So it's fucking stupid.
Why do you think that?
Well, dude, why doesn't everybody think that? It's just, I mean, that's fucking antiquated,
So,
right?
I mean,
so
for-
like our vote does not matter. Like I could go vote for like, look, I wrote myself in as sheriff because that sheriff might actually make an impact, but as far as like the presidential election, it doesn't matter. So, look, if Texas, if it goes Democrat, right? The election would have been decided way before that ever possibly happened. Mm-hmm. You know, so it really doesn't matter what we vote. Me personally, I did the Joe Jorgensen, the liberal. I think that's her. I don't even know.
So election, man.
Yeah. I was, you know, people.
Let's talk about the elections right now. So we're not a political show, but you know, it's such a big election. So we were talking about like, you know, that you voted for who?
Joe, the liberal.
No, you did not.
No, I really did. I wasted my vote. No, seriously, it doesn't matter who you vote for in Texas. It will always be Republican. They will always get the electoral votes. You know, so we don't decide. So it really doesn't matter. The logic behind it was two reasons. I like her stance on drugs. So she is basically wants to decriminalize everything and then let people out of jail for nonviolent drug offenses, which it should be because our whole criminal system as far as the jails go and whatnot is basically just like the military industrial complex, but it should just be called the prison industrial complex. It's all bullshit. That's why I voted for her and picked her over other ones. The other reason would be that maybe if we show as a community enough interest in a third party, it will show the Democrats and Republicans that there's a lot of people out there that think that they're both fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Dude, the whole party system in my mind is just complete bullshit in general. Everybody should vote how they actually think. It shouldn't be like, oh, I'll vote for you on this, and then later on you can vote for me on this. Like, that is such fucking crap. You know?
So you're thinking just have like candidates and you just vote for candidates, not have a party system at all.
Right. And if you're, say, in the House, you know, you should go to your community and talk to them and really feel like you're representing their ideas and their values on each vote. You know, if you are in some fucking royal place where they are uber Christian and they hate gay people, right, then that's fine. Then you vote to hate gay people or whatnot. But if you're in like a normal place, you know, then your constituents, you should vote, you know, gays are all right. It's not that big of a deal, you know. I know that's kind of an old topic now, but 10 years ago we would have got canceled just for saying that.
Well, I mean, like I said, we are not a political show, but you know, we want to bring you knowledge and perspective from everybody, and that's why we're talking about that today.
So, did you vote?
I did vote. I did early vote, and I did vote it.
Who did you vote for?
I would say I'm one of those people that you would call silent majority. So I'm not going to tell you who I voted for, but I voted for somebody.
You are scared. You are scared of offending people who are Republican or Democrat.
I just want to keep my options open later.
Yeah, no, you're
Just
scared.
being smart.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
I think you're scared.
Hey, man, when you come from Pakistan and you come from Karachi,
you should probably be scared.
You're not scared. No, it's not about being scared. It's just like, it's something that I want to keep it, you know, sacred to me. You know, it should be that way for most people.
You're saying everyone should be quiet about who they vote for?
I think so.
You think it should be a silent?
It should be a silent vote.
Why?
Think about it.
Why?
because a lot of these fighting going on right now in the world right now, and as far as like people discriminating other people for being a part of the party, and there's like a lot of this division in this country, it's because of that reason. It doesn't matter who you voted for, at the end of the day, if you love your neighbor and your brother and your colleague, your coworker, and people that you work for, shouldn't some of the values that you actually gonna hold, that's between you and your vote. I mean, you are actually exercising your right, and that's all it is. You believe in something, and then you exercising it. You don't have to be like out there, flagging it up and or having like signs and all of that, and just to prove your point. I believe in that.
Yeah, I completely agree with you as far as the polarization goes. This place is fucked up. I was at the Botanical Garden with my fam right before Halloween. I got some cool stuff going on, but I was there with my grandma, and she's not been too crazy political or not like try to push her views or whatnot on me. But I asked her, she's like 85, and I asked her, have you ever seen a time in America in all your life that it was this like polarized, like this divided of a nation? And she said no. And that's fucking horrible. We are.
I am gonna tell you one thing, and you're not gonna be shocked because you're seeing your eyes, right in front of your eyes, played out. I come from Pakistan, man. This is the stuff goes on. This is what the stuff I grew up on. I have been through martial law.
What's that?
Martial law is like
martial law. Yeah.
Martial law is like you don't have any government.
There's a movie about that.
Yeah. So, well, I lived it. 2 martial laws and people fighting over religion and parties. People getting killed over parties. I 19 years of my life I spent on that, and I came to the United States of America because I knew I come over here, I'll get the freedom. Freedom to do whatever I want to do, and I see this country actually becoming the country I left. It's very saddening.
Yeah, no,
it's very saddening.
I completely agree.
It is saddening, and it is disappointing, and this is why I'm not. At any other time, like this is okay. In 20 years of me being in the United States, this is my first time voting in America. I didn't.
Congrats.
Yes. I'm
That's
really
why you
proud.
didn't waste your vote.
Well, I mean, because now these elections are really important because all the stuff is going on in media, and COVID-19 actually is part of it. Like COVID-19, coronavirus is part of it. A lot of people lost their job. They don't have jobs, and then now people focus back onto like our society and how we deal with everything. People have a lot more time, in their hands, and if people were working, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, because everybody's getting paid. Everybody's paying their bills. A lot of people out there can't pay their bills. They are people got laid off. There's 30 million people lost their job between coronavirus. That's a lot of people out of job, man.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks a lot. And coming from a Texan perspective, like for us, like our market is crazy strong and crazy big, and that's because all these people from like California and everywhere else, where they're still on lockdown or things like that, this is like exodus, and everybody is coming to Texas. So we don't really feel, there are obviously still in Texas, we're still feeling it, but not near as much as the rest. And it's good that you bring that up because it's really easy in Texas where the mask thing is still semi-enforced, but we're a little bit more relaxed on things, and the situation sucks. And I'm just glad that you brought that up. There are a lot of people out there that sucks for.
There's a lot of people out of job, and I'm praying for those people out there that are out of job and they get their job. And that's why I'm here today and doing this podcast with you, to teach people how to be self-sufficient, There's so much social media, so much marketing out there. There's so many avenues to make money. And I highly encourage people to be self-sufficient, self-employed. And if you're working a job, great, paying your bills, it's awesome for your family, taking care of your family, and you have a 401k, great. But some people that are out there struggling and you don't know what you're going to do next and, what your job situation is or what kind of career you going to take, or you can apply your education, which you spend like, $200,000 on. I would highly encourage those people to actually look into being a self-employed person. There's so many different platforms out there that you can use to be self-employed and control your own destiny, control your own family life. So coming from Pakistan, it's very saddening for people that immigrant people that came over here and they're building their life and family values and building their, your careers and seeing this country fighting amongst each other. It's very, very saddening. And I want that change, and I know it's not going to last long. But with that said, I'm going to quote Jim Rohn. 3 things you can't change in life is your government, taxes, and debt. You cannot change them in life.
Can't change the government?
You can't. Well, I mean, you cannot, you can't control it. I meant to say you can't control those things, So basically, if you're an entrepreneur out there, if you're worried about, our taxes, they're always going to go up and down. Government's always going to change. And you are going to die one day. So
I'm not. Elon Musk has actually got some good shit going on, man. Dude, I'm serious, dude. Have you ever heard Neuralink? I'm going to stay as healthy as I can so they can upload all my shit before I go. And then I'm going to be fucking iRobot in this bitch. And I'm going to still be doing home inspections. Bro. Yeah, it's going to be sweet.
Neuralink, I checked into that. That's a great technology.
Elon Musk is the motherfucking man.
Man, he is crazy.
Yeah. Crazy awesome.
We stopped, renting from Russia. Oh yeah,
rockets. Yeah, that's sweet.
And
dude, look, if you like. All this fucking money we were blowing up other people and shit. Come on, dude. If we spent just a fraction of that, on space, that'd be fucking awesome, right? We'd be fucking going to Mars, and just let's push it that way,
they're hiring in Space Force.
Yeah. I would join Elon Musk Neuralink team. Did you see that? You see the YouTube episode he's got? I encourage everybody to watch that if you can.
Which one is that?
It's his most latest promotion on it, and it's not even like a lot of these new startups or whatnot. They'll go out and they'll try to say all these cool things so they can get a whole bunch of money. He's got all the fucking money he needs, so all his little special about was getting the best employees from all over the entire world, and then it's kind of like a little. All the different heads of the departments were there, 100 people, and they're all answering cool questions and stuff like that. It's a good.
So you can send us a link for that, and we're gonna put it in bio so people can watch it. Check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Whenever.
You guys know what Neuralink is? You ever heard of Neuralink?
Jerry?
Okay, so just real quick on that. Basically, this is where technology is at. It's fucking crazy, people. Right? So they're gonna drill a hole in your fucking head through the skull. And it's gonna be the size of a silver dollar or whatnot, and they're basically just replace that part of your skull with an Apple Watch, and there are literally wires that go down into your brain, I forget how deep, but not too deep, but they can access the neurons. And he did the example he did. He had one who had it in a pig who had it. And it was still in his skull, and then another one who had done it, and then they had taken it out, and he was still fine. But they're it's basically like a computer. So you're learning with electronics how to like read and write the brain. So right now they've got it all like they're being able to read. So that pig, as it's walking, like every step that it takes, the neurons will be able to be measured by the system, and they're graphing it out and stuff, and they're showing you that's what it is. And so the beauty of this stuff is like the first people who are going to be able to benefit it are for like the people who can't,
Paraplegic.
paraplegic, yeah. And so those guys, Elon Musk described it really, really well. He said that the muscles in the body still works fine. It's just the connection point between the muscles in the body and the brain that's messed up. So if you like break your back or whatnot, so if you can just fix that, then now you're these people who just have accepted a life of not being able to move or do anything except for just think. Now they're going to be able to walk again, and people with sight. I mean, they're talking about essentially putting a camera as your eye, like a cyborg, to be able to see again, so that people who will be born blind, with completely damaged optic nerves, will be able to see again. And then you have it even going crazier, right? So then this is like the next level. Like social media is awesome, right? But then it's also, there's a whole bunch of negative stuff that we can get into later if you wanted to. But the same thing with this type of technology. So it's going to be awesome at first because it's going to, like, these people are going to be walking again who never walked before. People are going to be seeing who never seen before. But then you're going to get like these fucking guys who are like, hey, I want to be able to see at night. Like so they're gonna put like night vision shit like on their eyes, and so like instead of plastic surgery, you're gonna be getting like night vision and shit, and you're gonna get like a fucking chopping off your own arm so that way you can get fucking like you can get. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably do a little bit of that.
I know what I'm gonna.
Something if you could get one part of your body upgrade, you get a coupon from Elon Musk. What are you gonna do?
You already know what I'm gonna do.
Dick?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Enlarge.
I didn't. I figured as much. I didn't know we were gonna bring that out in front of all the world.
I'm glad Joel is not here.
Yeah. No. Well. No. I mean, I can't. I had a good joke for that, but then I decided not to say it because
It's okay. We'll cut it off.
Yeah. No. Next time I see Joel, we're gonna bring that up.
We need to.
You already know which direction.
He just got his. What is it called? Like he got snip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Who did that? Joel?
Joel did.
Oh, I'm thinking about it. So I don't have health insurance, if that's a whole nother topic you want to talk about. But so I looked at getting a snip. I've got 3 kids, everyone. Just
You don't have Obamacare, bro?
No, I do not have a bump. Well, I have my wife and kids on it, but it's just not feasible. Like for me personally, I have my own savings that I made a decision 10 years ago to not pay insurance and to put that money in a savings account. And I don't want to talk about numbers or whatnot, but I have a lot of fucking money. So pretty much whatever happens to me, I got that shit covered. I got my own insurance. Obviously for my kids, you don't want, you got to have something for them. So
yeah, you got to have some sort of insurance. Man.
But yeah, that's a whole.
That's all. We
we
can get
need to
into
get
a
on
next
healthcare.
podcast.
It's kind of boring.
We'll talk about it next time when you get in.
Where were we going with that?
Well, I don't know. I have lost everything. We're gonna get.
I had a black book and it did not. I haven't even looked at it really.
Before we start, they're gonna shut us down. FBI is gonna walk in here.
I have a disclaimer.
You guys are too crazy. We don't want you to be on social media.
I have a disclaimer on I have a lot of black books, right?
Okay.
On the disclaimer, I write on the cover of all of them, and it says that do not read this. You will lose sleep for 4 months. Just saying, this is direct from the brain. I have to filter it with my mouth. Yeah. So
we're gonna work on that skill.
Just
we're
like
we're gonna get you a chip.
Oh yeah, we can do that too.
We're gonna get you a chip in your brain.
I'll do
make
that.
sure we talk to Elon and have him.
You can have your robo dick, and I'll have night vision.
Hey.
And we will rule the world.
It'll be cool though, like robo dick.
Yeah, I mean, who needs sex toys when you have robo dick, right?
Shit.
You could all the different modes.
Fuck
whatever those would be.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know what kind of porn you're into, but that's
Well, this is Real Talk. kids out there and girls and little kids out there. This is Real Talk. We
should
are a
be
raw
any kids.
show, rated R.
Barakata.
And we are a financial show, so and hope we bring some value to you today. And I would leave you guys. How we doing, Jerry? We're almost there. What are we doing in time? We're good. Almost there. We're good.
We got some
okay,
time,
so
man. Come on. Let's do a little bit more.
what do you want to
Let's
talk
do a little
about?
bit more. Oh, dude, I got a list. Hold on. Let me get
You want to go through
Dude.
hour 20?
Dude.
Okay.
That's where we're at. Hour 20. Man, that's just like
You want to
everyone
save
says.
some
is
for
time
next
work.
time?
Right. No, okay.
Okay, well, we can
no,
do
no,
a
no,
couple
no, no,
things. We
yeah,
can do a couple
yeah, yeah.
things
All
real
right.
quick.
Hey, I was gonna ask you. This is just a random question I wrote down as a note. But what was that lady that we had? No. This is regular. I'll hit you
Oh,
up. This is softball.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the drink that we had at that bar, it was called White Lady. It wasn't called White Lady. That sounds
It
so
is not
racist. It's
White
been in my
Lady.
head for like.
It's
What is it?
white tea, bro.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it was
Like green tea, but it's
that's
white
the best.
tea.
That's the best girly drink I ever had. Thanks for
Bro.
letting me know about it.
That was like, I already had 3 or 4 shots.
That was your birthday.
So,
I gave you a whole
mean,
bunch of girly teas.
White tea,
teas.
bro. White tea.
They were good, dude. I'm not.
Oh, Lord.
Look, I'll tell you the real reason that I've been against the Cowboys. Right, we were talking about that earlier. So, like I said, I bleed bluer than a lot of people. Right, I've been on this bandwagon, and now it's just a fucking like hayride through a fucking 6-year-old haunted hayride. It's bullshit. But
yeah, it's a tank it, team tank it. But I want to know what else you got on.
oh,
the
yeah,
notebook. You got any,
We were talking about cricket, and that
we
goes into the same thing as far as okay. So like, I got heavy into gambling.
So
right?
you're so that's the only thing you thought of, like talking about.
Oh, what you talk about home
freaking
inspections?
Cricket, like.
Oh no,
yo,
dude, I got a long list, man.
Like-
look, no. Okay, look, I'll tell you what. I gamble. I used to gamble all the time. Okay,
That's
there's
so
like
stereotyping.
Eastern European, but like Bovada
Just because
is.
I'm from Pakistan, bro. Why do we got?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about Eastern European, man. I'm talking about cricket. Look,
Lord.
just hear me out, right? Okay. So I used to gamble. Like it's a thing, right? It's like a drug. Anyway, so a Bovada. And so I kind of got this whole system down where I was spending a lot of time on football, and I was actually making like a good amount of money. Like the first year I really just dabbled. I got like 1,200 at the end of the season. Second year was like 4, and then like the third year was like 8. Like I started like actually, it's kind of a long process, but I also just gambled on a whole bunch of random shit. You can gamble on fucking anything, man. You can like cricket, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, it tells you like who's supposed to be the winner. Look, I'll tell you how to make money. All the money you ever really want if you want to gamble, right? Bet on India to win every cricket match that there is available to bet on because they will fucking win money, right? So you bet like it's different. So you bet like $100 against Pakistan. That's fine, whatever, right? And you might only win $20, but you're gonna win $20 because India's gonna win the fucking match, and that's all I know. And I don't even know who's these different like boxers. I mean, I like MMA, but like these different boxers. But like you just bet on the winner and you fucking win.
You know the rivalry between India.
Yes,
and
I
Pakistan.
know.
have a lot of Indian
I know
clients.
that I have made a lot of money
so
off the
I'm not gonna
rivalry
say
of
anything, but,
India and Pakistan.
You suck.
I'm just saying, Cowboys are fucking being a bitch, and then so you should start talking about cricket. One of the main reasons that I stopped, that I've got this, I don't know how to explain this relationship. It's like a girl that, I don't know, it's Cowboys, but
Cowgirls.
basically. So I was gambling a lot, right? And I was making money. I was making decent money on like the Cowboys and whatnot. And then Bovada, that company, right? Then once you like, they've got this algorithm, right? If you start doing good, then they limit your betting. So that now I was betting like $4,000 bets, and that sounds like a lot, but you bet 4,000 to win like 500, right? So you could lose that. So it evens out. Sometimes you'll lose that $4,000 bet. Anyways.
What's the largest amount you lost?
Well, I've lost those bets, like 4,000 or 5,000, at once, yeah. But
Damn, bro.
no. Well, look, this is what it is. So it's all fucking math, man. It's all statistics. So if you,
I'm taking you to Las Vegas, bro. We're gonna play some.
oh no, we're
blackjack.
going to Vegas in January. That's
Yeah.
a whole. But we'll do a podcast after that. It's gonna be fucking.
Jerry's
crazy.
coming with us. We'll
Yeah, no,
fly
for
you
sure.
out
Yeah,
there.
we'll do that.
Gerald is
Dude,
coming.
Spirit is fucking cheap. Just fucking fly in. You don't sleep. You don't even need a
We're
fucking
coming.
hotel.
I'm
You go to
gonna get you guys
Vegas.
room. We're gonna do freaking podcast from Las Vegas. This
Oh,
year.
yeah. No, we'll be. I don't know. I'll be so fucked up, dude. I don't know.
We'll do one right after we come back, but we're doing something.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, with Bovada, right?
Hey,
That-
guys, girls, we're talking about
Cowgirls.
some gambling.
Yeah.
Gambling.
Yeah, no. So, anyways, I was betting. The strategy is basically you bet on the winner, right? And you'll lose on the winner, like say 5% of the time, right? But if you bet hard on that, right, 5% of the time means that you can lose 1 out of 20, you'll break even. But really, if you can play it right, you can hit about 10%, right? So at every 10 bets of $4,000 or whatever it is, you could lose 1 out of like 20, right? Okay. But if you can get past that 10 mark, right? If you can bet hard and make the 500 and make the 500 and then once you get past that 10 mark, it's statistics. So if you get to 11, right? And then you lose, but you still got that 11. So you still made that $500. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to accept. It's all just math. Anyways, the fact is, Bovada is a fucking bitch because I was making money and they have some fucking algorithm that says, oh, your bets are limited now. So I can't fucking bet. Like they're like limit my bets to like $400. Fuck you, Bovada. Just so you guys know, fuck them and other companies that work like that. And that, along with the Cowboys being little cowgirls, just made
done
me
with everything with football and everything.
It's depressing, dude. That's why
I have you
if
on here to give you some enlightenment.
If you want to get me into cricket, let's do it.
So get you
I'm
out
down.
of the system so we
I'm
can
gonna be
refresh and go.
pro India.
So there you have it, folks. We have covered from being entrepreneur to how to do drugs to how to do gamble, okay, and how to be a race car driver to politics,
Amateur everything.
And,
Except for drugs.
We appreciate you joining in. Thank you so much for joining in Real Talk. Until next time, kids out there, be safe. Do drugs. Do gambling. Just be responsible.
Okay. I just it was good hanging out with you guys, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, through the interweb. But if you got any questions or whatnot, anything regarding the house, you're going to buy something, you're going to call Obie, you're going to figure out what's wrong with the house. Even though it doesn't sound like it at all from this podcast, I actually do know something about how stuff is built. So just let us know. Have a good night, guys. Go whoever you're voting for.